Today we are going to start with Pythagoras theorem. What is Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras theorem and the terms that are involved in this theorem we are going to study over that, and then we continue with the exercise. So first let us understand what is hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is a term that is used basically with right angles. Now right angle triangles, when you make a triangle, the side that faces the 90 degree, the right angle is called hypotenuse. Now here is a right angle triangle. This is a 90 degree angle. Right in front of it, the side which falls is called as hypotenuse. And this is one side, this is the other side. And generally, hypotenuse is taken to be C. The perpendicular arms or perpendicular legs, whatever you call it, is A and B. Here I have called it one side and the other side. There are multiple names with which it's called. Here, the right angle making sides are called one side and other side. In simplified way, in variable, you could call it A and B. This is what is Pythagoras theorem basically contained with. So we see A square plus B square is C square. That is our Pythagoras theorem. Now let's see the figure. Now this is the Pythagoras property or Pythagoras theorem. For your grade it is called Pythagoras property. A square plus B square is C square. Now this activity we have already seen. See the squares being made. There's a 3 square, there's a 4 square and there's a 5 square. When you add 3 square and 4 square, you get 5 square. This is what was found out by this person Pythagoras, and he helped make the pyramid so perfect using this property. Pyramids are with base as a perfect square and each of the sides are perfect equilateral triangle. So this is the property that this person Pythagoras used to make that happen. Exercise 6.5 basically deals with Pythagoras property. Now let's see how we work it or apply that property to solve the problems. Now here, triangle PQR is a triangle right angle at P. If PQ is 10 cm and PR is 24, find QR. Now here this is the triangle. Now we have to name the triangle. Generally what we do is PQR, finished. That's not the way to write it. We have to study the question properly. Here they are telling the right angle at P. The right angle forming vertex is P. So P has to be here. The rest of the two sides you can put anywhere. That's no problem. You can have Q there, you can have R there. Doesn't really matter. But P has to have a right angle. That defines which one is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is going to be RQ or QR. So we need to find the hypotenuse here. And for doing that we use Pythagoras property. A square plus B square equals to C square. In this case we have the name of the triangle. So we have to write PQ square plus PR square equals to QR square. This is Pythagoras theorem or Pythagoras property. Whichever way you write, it's one and the same. And it has to be mentioned in a bracket after that or next to that, however you write it. Now put the values. PQ square is 10 square, PR is 24, that's why square, and then we get QR square. Now 10 square we know is 100, 24 square is 576. How to find squares? We have already seen that. And QR square remains as it is because we don't have the answer for that yet. So 100 plus 576 is 676, and 676 is QR square. But the question clearly states only QR, not QR square. So to do that, we have to find the square root of QR. Whose square root is this 676? The square is square root of 676. This is the symbol for square root. Square root means we are going to find whose square is this number 676. So it is square of 26. Hence QR is 26 cm long. This is how we apply Pythagoras property. ABC is a triangle right angle at C. If AB equals to 25 cm and AC equals to 7 cm, find BC. Now this is the triangle ABC and we need to find BC. Now in this case again we are told it's right angle at C. C is the right angle. We are clearly told. So the name has to be ACB, not ABC. Right? ACB is the name of the triangle with C in the middle. Alright, because it's right angle at C. Okay, next will be we have to find BC. Now here BC is one of the perpendicular arms. So we are given hypotenuse and the other side. So what we do is we change the signs. How do we change it? Now we have already seen A square plus B square equals to C square. Now we are told to find A square. So what we do is C square minus B square gives you A square. So AB square minus AC square gives you BC square. This is the same Pythagoras property, but a little change done, because we are not asked to find hypotenuse, we are asked to find one of the perpendicular arms. So AB square minus AC square equals to BC square. So 25 square minus 7 square gives you BC square. Now 25 square is 625, 7 square is 49, so 625 minus 49 gives you BC square. Now 576 is BC square. Now whose square is 576? We are asked BC, not BC square. So what we do is find the square root of this number, 576. Now square root of 576, the symbolic way of writing it is square root of 576 is 24. So BC is 24 centimeter long. Now question number 3. A 15-meter long ladder reached a window 12 meter high from the ground on placing it against a wall at a distance A. Find the distance of the foot of the ladder from the wall. Now this is the representation of how we could use Pythagoras theorem in our regular day-to-day life. What they are telling is there is a ladder, 15-meter long ladder, and ladders are generally slanted on the wall, as we have already seen that. So wall is supposed to be the perpendicular one, and ground, though you may say that it is bumpy, it is having a lot of stones, so it's not a flat line as shown here. That is not the case. Whenever we talk about right angles in context with Pythagoras, we always consider the ground to be flat, straight line, and the wall is perpendicular. Even though you may say that it's a crumbling wall, it's a little leaning against something, it's not acceptable. Even you could say the Eiffel Tower is supposed to be perpendicular to the ground. Alright, that's how it works. So here, this is our wall, this is our ladder, and this is the space between the ladder and the wall. So how far along we have to put it to reach a window 12 meter high. So we need to find this distance, space between the ladder and the wall. So to do that, again we use Pythagoras property. Again, here we are going to use the subtraction of it, that is hypotenuse minus one side gives you the other side squared. So PR square minus QR square equals to PQ square. Pythagoras theorem or property, 15 square minus 12 square. 15 square is 225 and 12 square is 144, gives you A square. Now A square is 81. Now whose square is 81? Square of 9 is 81. So A is 9 meter. This is how we work out the distance between the ladder and the wall. Which of the following can be sides of a right triangle? Now here we have to guess at whether or not the given measure follows with a right angle or not. So to do that, we have to first see which is the longest side here. 2.5, 6.5 and 6. The longest side is 6.5. So 6.5 is going to be the hypotenuse. Now one thing that we must always remember is hypotenuse is the longest side in a right angle triangle. That's because addition of two sides squared gives you the third side squared. So quite naturally hypotenuse is going to be the longest side. So use the Pythagoras property. 2.5 square plus 6 square gives you 6.5 square. So therefore this is a right angle triangle because 2.5 square is 6.25, 6 square is 36. Addition of them both gives you 6.5 square. 6.5 square is 42.25. So the answer is here. So yes. Here 2, 2 and 5. The longest side is 5. So 5 is not a possibility because 2 square is 4, 2 square is 4. Addition of 4 and 4 gives you 8. Not 5 square, that is 25. Since they are not equal, we say no, the right angle cannot be formed with these measures. Lastly, 1.5, 2 and 2.5. Now, here the longest side is 2.5. And the remaining two sides squared and added gives you the third side square. Now 1.5, the square is 2.25. 2 square is 4. So 2.25 plus 4 gives you 6.25. Now 6.25 is square of 2.5. 2.5 in the square you get 6.25. So quite naturally it is sides of triangle, because addition of two side square gives you the third side, that's hypotenuse side square. Hence, this is how your right angle would look. A tree is broken at a height 5 meters from the ground and stop. This is the tree. It is so high. Now what happened is it's broken at R and it touches the ground. This part has come to the ground and become the hypotenuse. And we have to find the original height, that is the total height of these two things. We have been given this, and we have to add this, and we have to find out the total height of the tree. So PQ square plus PR square equals to QR square. Application of Pythagoras property again. Now 5 square plus 12 square. Why? Because we have to find the hypotenuse, that is RQ. We already have PR. From where the tree has broken down, we have been told the height that's standing, and we have to find the height that's fallen down. So this fallen down height is our hypotenuse, and that's what we are going to find. So 5 square, 25, 12 square, 144. When you add, you get QR square. 25 and 144 gives you 169, that is QR square. This is the hypotenuse now. Now QR square is 169. 169 is square of 13. So 13 is the height that has fallen down. Now this fallen down, but then the question states original height of the tree. Original height means the one that's fallen down and one that's standing. Both these must be added. To add them, we need to add 13 and 5. When you add 13 and 5, you get 18 meter. The height of the tree when it was standing, before it was broken down, was 18 meter. Angles Q and R of a triangle PQR are 25 and 65 degree, right? Which of the following is true? Now here, this is a right angle triangle. How come we could say that? Because this is 25, this is 65. Addition of them gives you 90. So it is right angle at P. Because angle sum property of a triangle tells us very clearly that addition of all the three angles of a triangle is 180. We have been given two angles, so the third angle we could say 180 minus addition of these two. Addition of both these gives you 90 degree. So this angle is 180 minus 90. So this angle P is 90 degree. Now P is 90 degree. So which one is our hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is QR. So QR square equals to PR square plus PQ square. Now which one of these statements tell us that? This one. So that's why this is our Pythagoras property applied to this one. Which of the following is true? This statement is true, because when you apply Pythagoras theorem, this is what you get. Find the perimeter of a rectangle whose length is 40 cm and diagonal is 41 cm. Now this is our diagonal and this is 41 cm. This is the side which is 40. Now we have to find another side over there. So to do that, what we do? We apply Pythagoras property or Pythagoras theorem. Why Pythagoras? Because we already know that angles of a rectangle are 90 degree each. So each of the angle is 90 degrees. So this diagonal is nothing but hypotenuse. And we have hypotenuse and we have one side. We need to find the other side. To do that, what we do? 41 square minus 40 square. 41 square minus 40 square gives you this side A. So this one, so 1681 minus 1600 gives you 81. Now 81 is A square. Now 81 being A square, we know square root of 81 is 9. That is why A is 9. Now we can easily find the perimeter. How to find the perimeter? Twice length plus breadth. That is 2 into 40 plus 9. 2 into 49. 2 into 49 gives you 98. So 98 is going to be your perimeter. That part of it has to be written by you. Next, rhombus. So this is a rhombus. Rhombus, we already know that all the sides are equal. It's nothing but a distorted square. Distorted means a square which has been pressed down. You could say that. Now, rhombus, one of the properties of rhombus is that its diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of one another. Now, perpendicular and bisector, these are the two different words. Perpendicular tells us that the angle is 90 degree each, and bisector means making equal parts by, that is to sect, that is section, to section, that is bisection. So bisector means both the angles are, both the side, both the parts of the division will be equal. The division, here there's one and here there's one. Both these are going to be equal and both these are going to be equal. Here we are told that the diagonals measure 16 and 30. The entire length is 16. So because it's bisected, we know that it's going to be 8 and 8. Part of it divided into halves. Next, 30. So divided into half, you get 15 and 15. And a right angle is being made here. The diagonals are perpendicular. So a right angle is being made there. And we need to find the perimeter of the rhombus. Now to find perimeter, we need to find this side. Any one side you find and multiply it by 4 gives you the perimeter of that rhombus. But we don't have the side of the rhombus. So what we do, we are going to find it using Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem, this is one side and this is another side. This is going to be the hypotenuse. Now because we already have RQ as hypotenuse, so directly 8 square plus 15 square. 8 square is 64, 15 square is 225. When you add them, what you get is 289. Now 289 is QR square. So 289 is square of 17. So 17 square under root of 17, that is 17. So QR is 17 centimeter. Now perimeter is 4 times 17, that is 68 centimeter. This is the perimeter of the rhombus, the perimeter of the entire rhombus. This is all for now. This is the end of the chapter, triangles. With that